so I'm on my way to pick up my sister, and I'm so excited. So my sister flew out from Michigan to help me with the super long road trip moving back to Michigan for the summer. We're driving from California back to Michigan in a week, and we just have a lot of fun stuff planned. For those who don't know, I live in California, but this summer, because of my husband's work stuff, he's actually gone for 3 months. So I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna go back home and hang out with friends and family. I think moving away, one of the hardest parts was being away from my sister. I love my mom, but honestly, some space from her was kind of good for me. And I love my friends, but in my mind, I'm like, you can make friends anywhere. I miss them, but it was not as hard as being away from Lulu. And she's my person. I love her so much. We weren't always like this when I was younger. Actually, we were, I don't want to say like mortal enemies, but we definitely were not friends. And I bullied her a lot. And there's this like classic story where I forced her in the middle of the night to go to a convenience store to pick me up butter because I needed some for cookies. And she did it because she was so kind. And that's the kind of big sister I was. I just bullied her until she did what I wanted her to do. But we worked through a lot of like the trauma from our childhood, a lot of the trauma I guess I put her through. And now we're sort of out the other side and we're super close. I think having a sister is something that's so special. I guess like having siblings as a whole, I feel like something that I sometimes miss with like the friends that I'm making now is like they didn't know me as like a kid and they didn't know me before I moved here. And with my sister, it's like she's known me through all seasons of my life. There's such a closeness to that and a knowingness that I feel like it's hard to find anywhere else. So I super appreciate her. I hate being away from her. Like it makes me sad to know that I'm missing out on the day-to-day and kind of like the easy things that you get to do when you're living close to someone, like go over to their house spontaneously or just like grab dinner whenever you want. But I feel like whenever we get together now, because it's so limited, we just jam a bunch of stuff in. Like this weekend, even though we're about to take a cross-country road trip, we're going to Monterey and Carmel and spending the weekend doing those things. And yeah, it might be a little crazy going on a vacation prior to a cross-country trip, but she's never seen the West Coast, so we have to do it. I want to show her all the beautiful oceans. I want to show her my favorite places, Carmel and Monterey, that I absolutely love. So we are just going to push through. It's going to be a crazy week. It's going to be a good week. So she's at baggage claim, so we're going to go get her. She's probably going to be so hungry because it is 11 o'clock her time, and the flight from Michigan is no joke. It's like 4.5 hours long. So we're probably going to go grab some food, but can't wait.
I made it, thank gosh. It was so surreal when they were like, welcome to San Francisco. I was like,
You're really risking it eating curry in the car.
your car.
This seagull is like living his best life, beachfront property. Definitely should not be navigating because I think we took a wrong turn. Lou, what do you give my map reading abilities? Probably a 4 out of 10. Okay, I know that this is not good for the narrative of this video, but I'm back in Michigan. Here's the thing. I did the road trip with my sister, and while doing that, I just couldn't keep up with filming the entire time to tell a like consecutive story. I honestly don't know how people do this. I was so busy every single day managing Alex, making sure we knew where we were going and all of that. I I don't know how, like, I feel like you need more help. You need more experience. I just could not manage that. So I published a bunch of like short form stuff, but I just couldn't keep up. So apologies for the whiplash. I know you're like, wait, you were just in California. Well, life is like that sometimes. Now I'm in Michigan. I do want to tell you about some of the highlights from our trip because they were really lovely, and some of the things that I'm going to change when I go back to California because I have to drive back at the end of August. Okay, so first of all, really great trip. Like overall, it was a little bumpy sometimes, but generally it went pretty smooth. So the highlight for me was seeing beautiful places with my sister. So we got to see Lake Tahoe, which was really cool, and that was her first time there. She absolutely loved the area, so she wants to go back. We got to see Monteville Salt Flats, which was also really cool. It was a little bit like weird because it did feel kind of like an out of this world experience because it was all salt. So weird. Those really special things to see, like with my sister, we don't get to do that a lot. That was just really special. Another highlight was definitely Waldorf Astoria. I was able to score a room and an upgrade for almost free because of a credit card perk. That was just like a little bougie experience that we all loved, like me, my sister, and Alex all really loved that. It was a nice break from all the other things that we were doing because we were running around and trying to like make sure everything was organized, but having that kind of break in our travels was really nice, where we were just getting pampered and it was really relaxing. Side note, Alex loves a bougie hotel. She's been in a few and absolutely treated her great. The staff gave her so many pets and treats. She loved it. It wasn't all highlights. There's definitely some things that I would be doing differently when I go back to California. First being, I need to pack some sort of first aid or some sort of like drug kit because Lulu got really sick and I found that we were very underprepared. So she got food poisoning like near the tail end of our trip and she was not feeling good. I didn't have anything for her, so we had to stop at a Whole Foods, which was like kind of out of the way, but that was an inconvenience and I wish that I had some sort of Pepto-Bismol or like some sort of like drug kit that I could just be like, here, like take some of this. And so on our way back, because it's only going to be me, I'm really paranoid. So I want to be sure to pack everything that I might possibly need drug wise. Another regret that I have is not doing my due diligence and checking if places that have Wi-Fi have reliable Wi-Fi. So when we were in Lake Tahoe, even though it was really lovely and I love the Airbnb, it just like didn't have Wi-Fi like in certain places except outside and on like the corner of the room where I had to like sit there on a beanbag chair in order to get good service. So I need to do my due diligence when I go back and make sure that places that I'm planning on stopping that I am remote working has good Wi-Fi. The third thing that I'm planning to figure out how I'm going to manage is when I'm going back, I'm going to have Alex by myself. And so having Lulu was really, really helpful because she would help me carry stuff. It's just like an extra hand. But when I'm managing like Alex on one hand and then like all my luggage and her stuff, it's just like too much stuff to carry. So I need to figure out either how I can pack her stuff in with my stuff and like do like kind of like a one trip thing, or a better way of just like transporting everything so it's not so like many bags and like trying to like manage all of that. So I need to consider that as well. Overall, the trip was super smooth and I'm very glad to be back in Michigan. It feels very strange to be away from my home for an extended period of time. This isn't the first time that Jake, my husband, has been gone though. He does 3-month stretches every now and again, but this time feels a little bit different. Maybe it's because we've been together longer. or Michigan weather has been sucking recently. I just really miss home, but I'm still excited to be here, and I definitely know that it's such a privilege to have this like extra time with friends and family. So I'm still gonna make the best of it. But in the meantime, we need to start getting the car in proper order because it's a mess. Like, I'm just gonna say the car is absolutely disgusting right now, and we need to put our lives back in order. So let's go do that.